$85,000. That's what Mark is on track to spend on cars by the time he's 45. 16 years, not one missed payment, perfect credit, always a clean new car in the driveway. If you passed him on the street, you'd assume he had money figured out. His friends assume it. His bank assumes it. Mark assumes it most of all. And at the end of it, he owns nothing. No title, no car that's actually his. Just 16 years of payments and a folder of receipts for things he handed back. Every car he ever drove is on someone else's lot right now, being resold. Here's where that number comes from. Over 16 years, Mark goes through about 5 lease cycles. His first runs around $15,000 once you add the payments, the signing cost, and the fees at return. Each new lease costs a little more than the last. Newer models, higher payments, bigger fees. So later cycles climb toward $18,000 or so. Average it to roughly $17,000 a cycle. 5 cycles, about $85,000. None of it ever looked like a big number because it never arrived as one. It came $300 at a time. He doesn't know this number yet. He finds it at his kitchen table, late, scrolling through years of transactions, adding up the total for the first time. Not the comfortable monthly payment, the total. Every payment, every fee, stacked end to end. And the trick was always this. He looked at one line at a time, and one line at a time, leasing always wins. Only the column tells the truth. The lease payment isn't the cost. The lease payment is the distraction from the cost. So keep 2 odometers in your head. Every lease ends by resetting to 0. Every loan ends by stopping because the car is finally yours. One odometer resets. The other finally stops. The only question is which one you spend your life feeding. Mark isn't reckless. He didn't get tricked. He was sold a logic, and the logic sounds good. He even walked in skeptical, half expecting to just buy something sensible. When's the last time you kept a car 10 years? Mark never has. Right. So you buy, pay interest, watch it lose value, and trade it in 3 years later anyway. With a lease, you skip all that. You're always under warranty. Something breaks? Covered. No surprise bill draining your savings while your buddy's stuck at the mechanic. You never overpay for depreciation you won't get back. That's our problem, not yours. And you get more car for less money every single month. And none of it is a lie. The warranty's real. The depreciation really is the dealer's problem. The monthly number really is lower. There's nothing you can point to and call false, which is what makes it convincing. But notice what's missing. Not one of those is the word cheaper. They're reasons it feels safer, newer, easier, not reasons it costs less. Mark doesn't catch that because nobody points at the gap between feels smart and is cheaper. And the whole lease industry lives in that gap. So Mark leases at $319 a month. His friend Alex, same age, same income, same taste, buys the exact same car at $541. Mark saves $222 every month, and for 3 years, every time that payment clears a little over $200 lighter than Alex's, he feels it. He's been quietly proud of it. When the topic comes up, he's the one with the easy answer. Then, in a year or two, Alex's transmission fails. A $2,400 repair, straight out of pocket. He's not happy about it. And Mark drives right past, fully covered. No bill, no stress, no savings hit. He even texts Alex something sympathetic and means it. That quiet, I made the smart call feeling settles in, and it feels like proof. Mark looks like he won. Right now, if you stop this video, you'd probably lease too. Most people would. Let it sit. Before we tear into leasing, because it's fair, here's where it genuinely wins. Business owners. If the car's mostly for work, the deductions can erase the gap or flip it entirely. Luxury cars. When one brake job on a Mercedes runs $4,000, staying under warranty is different math than a Civic. Short-term situations. Moving cities, uncertain income, times when flexibility is worth paying for. If any of these is you, leasing might be your move. If not, stay, because the math is about to stop caring how the payment feels. Month 36. Mark returns the car expecting to walk away clean, and straight into the next, newer one. In his mind, this is the good part. The inspector circles the car with a clipboard, slowly, crouching at the tires, running a finger along a panel. He doesn't say much. Mark follows him and feels something tighten. Mileage first. Over 3 years, he drove about 42,000 miles. The lease allowed 36. 6,000 over at 20 cents a mile, $1,200. Due now. Mark blinks. He never knew the miles were a number that mattered. Nobody made him look. He just drove the way he always drove, to work, to his parents, on the one road trip he barely remembers taking. Wear and tear next. A door ding, a bumper scuff he'd stopped noticing months ago. $380. He starts to argue. It's everyday stuff, the kind of thing every car has, and asks what normal even means. The inspector reads from a laminated card. There's a chart, and the chart doesn't care. Mark stops asking. And the disposition fee. He's not leasing again from this dealer, so the contract, page 4, paragraph 9, has a $395 fee just to process and resell the car. He's literally paying them to take it back. Surprise total on a clean deal? About $1,975. He writes the check, the odometer resets to 0, and he signs the next lease anyway, because that's what you do. And the sting fades fast. By the time he's in the new car, fresh smell, clean dashboard glow, the fee is already a story he tells with a shrug. Leases, man, they get you at the end. He files it under bad luck, not bad math. But the fee isn't an accident. It's the system. The mileage cap, the wear chart, the disposition line, that's the back half of the price, the part that doesn't fit on the sticker, collected at the exact moment you're least likely to fight it. Mark thinks he paid to end one lease. He paid the entry fee on the next one. Now the real total over 6 years. Mark, 2 cycles, about $11,500 in payments plus the $2,000 in fees you just watched him pay. Call it $13,500 each. 2 cycles, about $27,000. He owns nothing. He's standing exactly where he started, holding keys to a car that isn't his. Alex, 1 60-month loan, about $34,000, even after that transmission. But he owns a car worth $11,000 to $13,000. Subtract it, and his real cost is around $23,000 to $25,000. Closed today, 27 versus 24, neck and neck. But watch what happens next. Alex's line stops. His payments are over. The car is his, free and clear. Mark's keeps climbing. Cycle after cycle, fee after fee, with no end built in anywhere. Tied for one single moment, then separated for the rest of his life. So close the loop. Alex paid $2,400 for that transmission. Once. A single bad day, then it's behind him, on a car he owns. Mark paid $1,975 in fees that come back every single cycle, every 3 years, for as long as he keeps leasing. Alex's bill was an event. Mark's is a subscription. The warranty didn't save him from the cost. It just renamed it and put it on repeat. One odometer resets. The other finally stops. And the math isn't even the worst part. Mark doesn't feel like he's losing. $319 is just part of his life now, never questioned. And the costs you stop questioning are the most expensive because you never decide to stop paying them. This isn't a personal flaw. Keep the payment the same long enough and it stops feeling like a choice. It just becomes normal. A cost you've stopped noticing is one you can never fix because you can't redirect money you don't even see leaving. Here's what that $222 a month actually was. Put it anywhere that compounds, and over 16 years it grows into somewhere around $40,000. Not a number Mark ever saw, because it went into a payment he'd stopped thinking about. It didn't feel like a sacrifice. He never saw the thing he gave up. Buying works the opposite way. Every payment Alex makes points toward an end date. Month 60 is circled. When it arrives, the payment stops, and he spent 5 years expecting it to. Mark has never once felt that month, when a payment disappears and the money comes back. Leasing doesn't just cost you money, it costs you the habit of ever expecting a payment to end. Now, stop thinking about one car. Think about all of them. A new one every few years from 29 to 65. That's not a series of purchases. It's a subscription to never owning anything. He never cancels it. He just renews. Over 10 years, the gap between leasing and buying the same car is about $15,000 to $25,000. Most people make this decision 4 or 5 times in a life. Multiply it out, and it climbs towards 6 figures. From one cost, almost nobody examines. And here's the image that should stop you cold. Mark at 65. Same lot, same handshake, same zero on the odometer. A brand new car that still isn't his. Well into 6 figures, gone, scattered across a dozen lots, with not one title to show for it. Now the hook lands. That 85,000 was never about cars. It was about which odometer Mark fed for 16 years. He isn't a cautionary tale. He made a reasonable call on the only number he was ever shown. Nobody showed him the other one. The lease payment isn't the cost. The lease payment is the distraction from the cost. So the next time a payment slides across the desk looking clean and simple, ask 2 questions before you sign. First, when this is over and the last payment clears, what do I actually own? And second, what did this really cost me? Not per month, but all of it added up. The dealership already knows the answer. They're just hoping you won't ask.